everyone, and welcome to another episode of me driving to work. I am your host slash chauffeur, Darkness 30XX of the Black Hood crew. That's BHC underscore Darkness 30XX. Name is always there in the corner. Chat's always open on that side of the screen for you folks. And you can follow along on YouTube and Facebook at the Black Hood crew. And then Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, at my name. And then you can also follow along at my name on TikTok and Instagram, where I'm constantly posting stuff. So it is now June 6th of 2022. And I'm on my way to work. It is a fairly nice day here in South Florida. As a dumbass in his truck driving right on by, wasting $20 worth of gas to appear big and bad. Yeah, I would never do that in this truck. Gas is way too high for that garbage. It's a wonderful day. It's not too cloudy. It's not even overcast. It's like a partly cloudy, blue skies. Not a fairly bad day to be outdoors anyway. I will be inside as usual, given that I have to work. Anyway, we're getting this ride going, making my way to work. I have seen a rapid decline in the quality of drivers here in South Florida. And in some cases, yeah, it's people from out of town, Georgia license plate, New York license plate, license plate from insert state here. But most of them, definitely people from Florida. Now, if they're from South Florida or from, say, Northern Florida, you can't really tell from the license plates. It's not like they will randomly say Tampa, Orlando, St. Augustine. It won't say anything like that. St. Petersburg, Tallahassee, Gainesville. Like, it won't say that on the license plate. At least I don't think so. Maybe if they were like a custom license plate, they might say it, but not too many people out here repping Gainesville. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, there's a rapid decline in the quality of drivers in South Florida. And it's not even like it's, it's not like it's a gradual thing. Like, it was like one day people had some sense, and then within the span of like a week, you got all the garbage drivers out. And I'm like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So I'm kind of hoping this is a temporary thing and all these people go back to wherever the hell they came from. Because, like, the turn signal exists. I know we had that kind of problem before, but like, it's gotten worse. And just people doing all kinds of dumb stuff. Like, perfect example. This morning, we're talking about like 12:45 this morning, as I was making my way back home. I had just gotten off the highway and I was driving down this particularly long avenue, down toward the streets where, I could start making, that right turn to get to where I need to get to. However, I'm getting off this highway and I'm behind this guy. Now, I'm in the left lane. And this guy was driving quickly. And then suddenly he decided he was just not going to drive quickly anymore and basically slowed to a speed where, like, if you drive an automatic car and you just put it in drive, take your foot off the brake, but don't accelerate. Like, I'm talking about that kind of speed where it's just the automatic driving forward. But he was in the left lane, so there were people on the right. I waited for them to pass. They took forever, 3 days. But finally they did. I was able to switch from behind this guy and just regularly accelerating to the speed limit. I completely left this guy behind. That's how I knew he was driving way too slow. Now, not even 5 minutes later, I'm in the rightmost lane trying to make a turn down another avenue that'll, take me in the fairly general direction of where I live. And as I got my blinker on, I'm in the right lane. The light is green. So I proceed to just coast on through, not a full acceleration, because again, I'm in a truck and the last thing I need is to flip this thing and start barreling down the road. So what I did is, slow down and proceeded to make my turn. As I was going through that process, I just happened to glance over, and the car that was in the middle lane of the three, I was in the rightmost lane, he was in the middle one, decided without putting a turn signal that he needed to turn down the same street as me from the center lane as I was already turning. This person came so close to hitting me that had they did, I would have had to hurt him. Like, hurt them. Airplane. Flying overhead somewhere. People. I'm going whether you like it or not, jackass. I hate it when people think that slowing down to prevent you from getting to where you need to go is a cool thing to do. Even more so when they do it in a car half the size of my own. Like, I can run your Volt over, dumbass. Anyway. So yeah. This person proceeded to turn right as I was turning right. I was doing it from the right lane. They were doing it from the center lane. 100% in the wrong. But had they hit me, I would be wrong for absolutely hurting them, even though they deserve it. But again, apparently that is a legal issue more than anything else. So yeah, complete sharp decline of the quality of drivers, the quality of their driving skills. It's just in the toilet. And I can't really put my finger on it because, again, I don't think it's just out-of-state drivers or out-of-country drivers or what have you. Like, I don't know. It's gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? We have far too many garbage drivers down here. And regardless of where they're from, they're all bad. Like, they drive like the road was made for them and them alone. That the rules of the road, both written and unwritten, do not apply to them. And it's frustrating because, like, I'm not the best driver in the world. Far from it. But when I drive with some damn sense. I follow the rules of the road, both, again, written and written. Simply because that's how I get from point A to point B safely. And I don't want to have an accident. I don't want to crash. I don't want to have to deal with insurance and other people's garbage. Like, I don't want to do that. Yet, that's how it looks like when these other people get behind the wheel of their cars. They drive like they're trying to get into an accident, like they're trying to wreck, and then have to deal with paperwork and whatnot. That is a jet. Like a jet. It's like a Lear jet. Private plane type deal. That's what it looks like. Flying fast as hell, though. Oh well. Anyway. So, it's very concerning that people are driving in this manner. It's like they have no concern for not only their own well-being, but the well-being of others. Or anybody out on the road, you know? And I don't know, man. It just seems like overall there's a rapid decline, not only the quality of drivers, but just the quality of people. It's like people are going out of their way to just be disgusting pieces of crap. In general, just being absolutely disgusting to everybody around them. I mean, it's very apparent from the way they drive, they don't care about their own safety or the safety of others. But then you have just people being downright negative to each other for no reason whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be a saint, that you have to be a goody-goody two-shoes all the time. Again, I am definitely not the poster child for that. But at the same time, I mean, if you don't have to, why go around with a chip on your shoulder? Walk around with a stink eye, you know what I mean? Like, it's not required. It's not needed. Just relax. Just try and live your life with as little drama as humanly possible. That's what I do. I don't concern myself with other people. Unless, of course, you know, we vibe. We rub each other the right way. That came out wrong. But you know what I meant. You know what I'm saying. So, like, unless we're vibing and everything's cool, I don't even bother giving you the time of day. Now, that's not to mean that I'm going to go out of my way to make your life miserable by specifically treating you like garbage. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to be like, oh, you're going to be one of those people today. Cool, I'm not having anything to do with you. And I'm going to go about my day. And that's the end of it. I'm not going around actively looking to start problems with people. I don't need that kind of ridiculousness in my life. You know what I mean? Like, it's not necessary at all. Instead, I'd rather go through life just cruising on through, try not to worry about too much, and make the best of this time that I have here. Because in the end, this time, this life that we have, it's not guaranteed to us by any measure. It's not. So why would I want to spend my one and only life just miserable? Why? Instead, I like to just go on through life entertained, content, and just in general, trying to get through this without hurting myself or hurting others. Because again, that stirs up drama and stuff I don't want to deal with. So instead, I'm going to go out of my way, sometimes go out of my way, to just not interact with people that are not worth dealing with, you know? Instead, just go through life, get to the end, as collected as I possibly can. And that's it. Really, that's pretty much it. Like, that's it. Just trying to get through life as safe as possible. Oh, excuse me. As safe as possible while still trying to enjoy life, you know? And at the end of the day, we all want that for ourselves in some way, shape, or form. So I say, why not make it easier? Wake up and don't just look for a reason to be angry. Instead, look for things to be happy about. You know? Kind of like seeing life through rose-tinted lenses, you know? Yeah, there's still plenty of things that suck about life. And a lot of those things you can't change. So why bother, being frumpy about it? Instead, worry about the things you can change and be happy for those things that are worth being happy about or being happy for. Like, here's a perfect example. Even though I've cut my hand a couple times dealing with this thing, I'm almost completely done with my enclosure for my 3D printer. The parts were 3D printed, the LAC tables are assembled, parts are glued together. Just earlier today, I finished gluing the magnets that'll keep the doors closed. I glued the magnets into the holders, the stopper for the doors, and the handles, the handle for the doors. So there's that. That's something to be happy about. I'm getting closer to completing a project that I set my eye on completing. So that's something to be happy about. It's not a huge thing, far from it, but it is something to be happy about, at least for me. And you can do the same. Just find something that you're happy doing, or starting a project you're going to be happy when it's completed. Because that's where I am right now, is in a place where I'm just looking for the little things in life that just make you happy. You know, getting to talk to my kids makes me happy. For as much as they drive me up the wall, they make me happy. Getting to see my favorite coworkers, people I seriously vibe with, that makes me happy. Getting to, enjoy a nice meal, something tasty, that makes me happy, even though I'm on a diet. I'm on a calorie deficit diet. I only eat once a day. And I prefer to save that meal for the end of the day. 6 p.m.-ish is how I have my alarm set. But sometimes I have it a little bit earlier, but as long as it's only once a day. Once within a 24-hour period. You know what I mean? That kind of diet. And it's been working well for me. I've lost a ton of weight. I'm getting compliments from people. You've lost weight. looking good. Little things like that make me happy. A compliment here and there. As a man, I don't normally get compliments, so when I do get one, it lifts me up. Puts a light at the end of the dark tunnel. You know what I mean? Even if it's only for a moment. It's nice to hear that. And again, it makes me happy. When I do these videos, it's not a big thing. Like, I'm not going out of my way to do anything over the top. And yet, here I am performing a live chat or live stream while I'm driving to work. That's, 25, 30 minutes I would have just been silently driving or, with the radio on. But again, I'm doing this. Again, because it makes me happy to just talk, whether someone's listening or not. In this case, no one is. But that still doesn't change the fact I enjoy doing it. It makes me happy. So, I would say to everyone out there, find something. Even if it's just one thing that makes you happy. Where doing it makes you happy. Where getting to complete it makes you happy. And it doesn't matter what it is. I would say, within the confines of the law, I mean, if you're like a serial killer or drug dealer or something like that, it brings you joy to kill people or do drugs, I would say don't do that. Find something else. But, if you do something that is not life-threatening or just ridiculously illegal and it makes you happy, go do it. Some people have little hobbies. And sometimes it is a hobby for some people. When it comes to finding stuff to do, they turn it into hobbies, which is great. Everyone needs hobbies. Needs something that'll occupy your mind. That'll bring you joy. Even when there's things to not really feel joyous about. You know what I mean? So, I would say that maybe, just maybe, if you find something that you enjoy doing, turn it into a hobby. Turn it into something that you do outside of work, outside of the daily grind. Come on. Seatbelting. If it's something that you enjoy doing, make money doing it, 2 thumbs way up. By all means, do that. Because if you enjoy what you're doing, you can get paid to do it, man, it works. If not, just turn it into a harmless hobby. Like this. Like this right here that I'm doing. Perfectly fine. I'm not making any money off of this, but it still makes me happy to do it. And that's perfectly all right. So, we're going to go ahead and cut it out here. And we'll be back again tomorrow, around the same time, 3:30-ish, for another episode of me driving to work. I was your driver / chauffeur / streamer, Darkness30XX of the Black Hood Crew. Name is always there in the corner. Chat's always open on that side of the screen. That's BHC_Darkness30XX. You can follow along at the Black Hood Crew on YouTube and Facebook, and then my name on Twitch, Twitter, Steam, Trovo, and then you can follow along on my shenanigans as well, where I can't go live yet on TikTok and Instagram. So, until tomorrow, have a good day, have a good night, and be excellent to each other. Take it easy.